Greetings everyone, thank you for sharing space with me. Today we're going to do a flip through the Poe Tarot. A flip through the Poe Tarot. This is a neat little deck. It comes in a nice box. Comes with a guidebook with keywords and insights. This is done by Tricia Lee Schufelt. These are already gorgeous. So this is the backs. And then we'll do a flip through. Oh, let me show you the sides. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. We have the Fool. There is no reason in nature so demonically impatient as that of him who, shuddering upon the edge of a precipice, thus meditates a plunge. And we have the Magician. But the raven sitting lovely on the placid bust spoke only that one word, as if the soul in that one word he did outpour. The High Priestess, let my heart be still a moment and this mystery explore. The Empress, the angels whispering to one another can find among their burning terms of love none so devotional as that of mother. That's pretty awesome. Once upon a midnight dreary, a while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. The Emperor. The Hierophant, Lord help my poor soul. The Lovers, and so all the night tide I lie down by the side of my darling, my life, and my bride. That's beautiful. I like the black and white. They're nice thick cards. The Chariot. As soon as the balloon quits the earth, it is subjected to the influence of many circumstances, tending to create a difference in its weight, augmenting or diminishing its ascending power. Strength, a feeling for which I have no name, has taken possession of my soul. The Hermit, not one of all of the crowd, to pry into thine hour of secrecy, be silent in that solitude. Never to suffer would never to have been blessed. The Wheel. A wrong is unredressed when retribution overtakes its redresser. It is equally unrepressed when the avenger fails to make himself felt as such to him who has done the wrong. Wow. The Hanged One. There are two bodies, the rudimental and the complete, corresponding with the two conditions of the worm and the butterfly. Transformation, that's pretty cool too. Death. The boundaries which divide life from death are at best shadowy and vague. Who shall say where the one ends and where the other begins? Temperance. I intend to put up with nothing that I can put down. I like that saying. The devil. From every depth of good and ill the mystery which binds me still, when the rest of heaven was blue of a demon in my view. While I gazed, this fissure rapidly widened. There came a fierce breath of the whirlwind. The entire orb of the satellite burst at once upon my sight. My brain reeled as I saw the mighty walls rushing asunder. While the light was extinguished, she covered me warm, and she prayed to the angels to keep me from harm. To the Queen of the Angels to shield me from harm. The star. That's beautiful. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams. They who dream by day are cognizant of many things which escape those who dream only by night. The sun. Judgment. There was a loud blast as of many trumpets. There it was a harsh grating as of 1,000 thunders. Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? The world. Ace of Candles. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. Two of Candles. Suddenly a corner was turned, a blaze of light burst upon our sight. I can conceive nothing more sublimating than the strange peril and novelty of an adventure such as this. May God grant that we succeed. Three of Candles. I loved her with a love more fervent than I had believed it possible to feel for any denizen of earth. We tremble with the violence of the conflict within us, of the definite with the indefinite, and the substance with the shadow. But if the contest have proceeded thus far, it is the shadow which prevails. We struggle in vain. Six of Candles. You are rich, respected, admired, beloved. You are happy as once I was. Seven. And the man shuddered and turned his face away and fled far off in haste, so that I beheld him no more. One, two, three, and away. That's pretty cool. Nine of Candles. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. Ten. And all I loved alone. Page. If I can only get a good look at them, I can soon tell who they are. Night. But lo, a stir is in the air, the wave, there is a movement there. Queen. O lady dear, hast thou no fear? Why and what art thou dreaming here? Sure thou art come o'er far-off seas, a wonder to these garden trees. King. The road to immortal renown lies straight open and uncumbered before him. Then we get into the whales. In the Poe Tarot, they're called whales instead of cups. So we have the Ace of Whales. Beauty of whatever kind in its supreme development invariably excites the sensitive soul to tears. 2. We gave the future to the winds and slumbered tranquilly in the present, weaving the dull world around us into dreams. 3. Hear the sledges of the bells, silver bells, what a world of merriment their melody foretells. 4. And so being young and dipped in folly, I fell in love with melancholy. 5. The skies they were ashen and sober, the leaves were crisped and sere. The leaves they were withering and sere. It was night in the lonesome October of my most immemorial year. Six. Now our thoughts thou shalt not banish, now our visions ne'er to vanish, from thy spirit shall they pass, no more like dewdrop from the grass. 7. And I have not told you that what you mistake for madness is but over acuteness of the sense. Love it. 8. Quoth the raven, nevermore. It was a voluptuous scene, that masquerade. And never the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea, can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. The page. Oh, that my young life were a lasting dream. Knight of Wales. As a thing of art, nothing could be more admirable than the painting itself, but it could have been neither the execution of the work nor the immortal beauty of the countenance, which had so suddenly and so vehemently moved me. The Queen. No guile disguised the fervor of love which animated her soul, and she examined with me its inmost recesses as we walked together in the valley of the many-colored grass. That's pretty cool. King. I was never really insane except upon occasions when my heart was touched. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Ace of Quills. If you wish to forget anything on the spot, make a note that this thing is to be remembered. True. 2. Believe nothing you hear and only half that you see. Again, true. 3. But the void within my heart refused even thus to be filled. I longed for the love which had before filled it with overflowing. 4. In pace requiescat. Okay. 5. The individual who purloined it is known, this beyond a doubt. He was seen to take it. It is known also that it still remains in his possession. 6. We called it the River of Silence, for there seemed to be hushing influence in its flow. On the Swan. 7. Misery is manifold. 8. Arousing from the most profound of slumbers, we break the gossamer web of some dream. 9. It is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Weep now or nevermore. Page. It will be found, in fact, that the ingenious are always fanciful, and the truly imaginative never otherwise get analytic. Interesting. Knight of Quills. The object, truth, or the satisfaction of the intellectual, and the object, passion, or the excitement of the heart, are, although attainable to a certain extent in poetry, far more readily attainable in prose. Queen. Words have no power to impress the mind without the exquisite horror of their reality. King. And think that these weak lines are written by him who, as he yens them, thrills to think his spirit is communing with the angels, within angels. The Ace of Paws in place of Pentacles or coins. So we have the Ace of Paws. For the most wild, yet most homely narrative which I am about to yen, I neither expect nor solicit belief. Two of Paws. I became insane with long intervals of horrible sanity. I love it. Three of Paws. With these materials and with the aid of my trowel, I began vigorously to wall up the entrance of the niche. Four. I felt irresistibly impressed with a presentiment of some vast good fortune impending. 5. Just as the day dawns to the friendless and the houseless beggar who roams the streets throughout the long desolate winter night, just so tardily, just so wearily, just so cheerily came back the light of the soul to me. 6. From my infancy I was noted for the docility and humanity of my disposition. 7. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. This is Eight of Paws. It has a poem on it called The Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, "only this and nothing more." The true genius shudders at incompleteness, imperfection, and usually prefers silence to saying the something which is not everything that should be said. Interesting. 9. Man's real life is happy chiefly because he has ever expecting that it soon will be so. 10. It is a happiness to wonder, it is a happiness to dream. Page. Upon my touching him, he immediately arose, purred loudly, rubbed against my hand, and appeared delighted with my notice. This, then, was the very creature of which I was in search. Night. This bug is to make my fortune," he continued with a triumphant smile, "to reinstate me in my family possessions. Is it any wonder then that I prize it?" She came and departed as a shadow. I was never made aware of her entrance into my closed study, save for the dear music of her low, sweet voice, as she placed her marble hand upon my shoulder. King of Paws, a troop of echoes whose sweet duty was but to sing in voices of surpassing beauty the wit and wisdom of their king. Thank you for joining me for this flip through the Poe Tarot. I hope you liked, enjoyed. Thank you, and have a great day.